All right, so for our screencast on assessments, after looking at the list of assessments, I decided to do a screencast on Kahoot. A lot of teachers like Kahoot. I've seen many presentations on it. However, I do still think there's some teachers that are not on board with it. So I think a screencast of this would be helpful for those teachers since many of us are already familiar with it. One of the things I love most about Kahoot is that it basically is a formative assessment, except the kids think of it as a game because it's a little bit timed, there's a competitive aspect, it ranks them based on a little bit with how fast they answer the questions, which can be a downside to using it if you're worried about children being upset about that. They can do it in teams or they can do it alone. In my classroom, the things that I like to use it for are mainly follow-up comprehension questions to vocabulary stories that I do with my students. Another thing that I really love about Kahoots, you can see up here at the top, you can click on Find Kahoots and you can look for Kahoots made by other teachers. So you see that I've only ever made one Kahoot apparently, but I know that I've used this multiple times. I've used it at least 5 times this school year. So it's a really easy tool to use and share even with people you aren't like face-to-face friends with. I share with my coworkers, but I can also get information from other people just by searching up here, and I'll show you why that is in just a minute. Anyway, so to make your own Kahoot, you have a couple of options. The quiz feature, which is what I was just talking about, probably the most useful for a formative assessment. There's a survey, which I have done actually to see how, that's the one that I've created. I created a survey on how students greet each other. And then we talked about how people greet each other in different countries. I have not tried Jumble. I have not tried the discussion, but you see there are other options. So for today, I'm just going to show you the quiz feature. So to make a new Kahoot, we click up here. Ta-da! Oh, we were already there, my bad. We click quiz, and then see it prompts you a lot. I'm not going to restore that one. This is actually my second take at the screencast, so we're going to say delete that one. We're going to call this iTech example. And then notice your description. This is where you tag it, and if you, by tagging this, it's required so that other people can search for Kahoots before just making them. So we'll call this iTech 7430 Module 6. And you can limit your audience. I don't know why you wouldn't share it. You can change your language, which is handy as a language teacher. And then I'm going to say that this is a school resource. Notice you can also put any like resources that you used. You can have a video, you can upload images. I am not always making these for the visual appeal, but that is nice to know that you can do that. So now I'm going to say, okay, go. And I will add a question. And you type in the question, we'll say, what color is the sky? Notice you can change the time limit. And then you can also decide to not give points. So if you're worried about them getting too caught up in the competitive aspect, I guess you can turn that off. We'll say green, blue. I'm marking this one as the correct answer, leaving the others unmarked because they're incorrect. And then I could upload an image or video to each specific question and then credit resources if I need them. And then, now that I'm done with that question, I'm going to hit next. And there we go. I have a question. Now I can add more questions. I can edit the title. I can duplicate this. Delete this question if I decide I don't like it. And that's pretty much how you make it. And then when you're done, you hit save. So pretty easy, very useful tool, and again, the kids absolutely love it. The only downside to this for me is that they love it so much and the theme music gets a little bit obnoxious.